Okay, hello, my Lunes. So I'm gonna be watching episode 3 of their Japan to Global 100 Days journey, Howling to the New World. Um, yeah, because I already watched episode 1 and 2, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll like, well, not maybe, I was like, I'm hoping to get this out before the actual MV drop, but I was like, wait a minute, I'm like, tomorrow's the 27th, so that means for me it's already gonna be, the MV's already gonna be out, so I'm like, oh, I'm already off timing with it, but either way, I'm still gonna end up watching it because like I want to finish the journey of like them, preparing for it. And if you haven't already seen the MV, I already just dropped it like literally like maybe like 30 minutes ago, the reaction to that. So I was like blown away. So obviously I think I don't think I saw or I wasn't paying attention. I was too blown away by like visuals and like singing wise and like the vibe of the song itself and like the story that I didn't really pay attention to like the choreo a lot of it to like where to see if it like ended up matching up with what they showed us in the other one. But I don't think it did. I could be wrong. But I'm just curious to see like what's gonna happen with Nicholas because obviously like he got her and then like they're gonna be showing all that and like having to like push back maybe push back things or like him kind of like having to like push himself to like still participate and everything. But we're just gonna go ahead and watch y'all.
試練は前触れもなく訪
Oh,
れ
my
る。
baby.
今足の状態としてどうなんですか？
全治になるともう1ヶ月はかかるかなと。
グローバルグループエンティームが韓国デビューを発表した
Yeah, how did he
そ
heard
の
it?
日、
Ah,
実はメンバーのニコラスがステージ上で負傷していた。歩くこともままならない。
see, I didn't even notice because like I watched their like part of their stages for or at least like towards the end of it where but not with the blue outfits. So like I don't know if those came first and this came last, but like if those came first or like vice versa, like did he just like endure it like the entire time? Like obviously that like makes sense. Like he's professional. He's like I'm gonna try to push myself like even through the pain. But like oh my god.
運命の韓国デビューは10月28日だ。
Does it show us how? Yeah.
9人が世界進出を告げられた日から本番当日までリミットはおよそ100日。痛み、絆、そして涙。嵐のような激しい日々に密着した。
Oh, that's a lot being called.
アクシデントはファンの目の前で起きていた。
I didn't even see any like people post about it either, so like I had no idea.
そして3曲目、
It was in this
ニ
part?
コラスがソロパートを歌い終えた時だった。小さくジャンプした直後の着地で
Oh, I didn't even like notice that because like obviously I was like so hyped up with like watching the performance of it that I didn't even like I have seen the stages. I think I have them on my Patreon if I'm not mistaken. But like I was like not like did not even pay attention to that. That I was like oh my god like so he like literally endured it the entire time. Yeah, like, I didn't notice it either. Like that's crazy. He like endured it the entire time.
なんか気にしないように周りのみんなやってて、その変わった分ちょっと後で来たのかなって感じで。
Yeah.
痛みで立ち上がることもつらい。だがライブはまだ始まったばかりだった。
Oh my baby, no.
後半には9人揃っての韓国デビューの報告もあり、
That's crazy
フ
though.
ァンの
Like
歓声と責任感がニコラスを奮い立たせる。 喜びを分かち合うはずのステージで まるで神のいたずらのような突然の試練。クミンはぶつけどころのない悔しさを胸の奥にしまって予定通りの演目をやりきった。
So maybe that's why, like, there's parts where I was like, oh my god, like, they are angry. Or, like, maybe that's why they were angry, like, in a way, or, like, frustrated. They were letting it all out. That explains a lot.
2日後、ニコラスを訪ねた。
ニコさん、足大丈夫ですか？大丈夫でした？
大丈夫です。骨は、はい、骨まで行ってないので、
あ、
まあよかったです。
骨折はしていないものの、全治1ヶ月の重い捻挫だという。
今、右足しか歩けなくて、負担になりそうなので、今一応。無駄な足みたいな。ちょっと大変。
この日は韓国デビューの象徴ともなる一曲の初めての振り入れがあった。
Oh, wow. And they're doing
も
it
ちろん
down.
ニコラ
Yeah.
スは参加できない。
まあ僕のパワーないですよ。
Aw, my poor baby. He's like, oh, I was so, it's just like, you know, because he was probably like so excited to see like the choreo and like be able to like practice and like, you know, enjoy everything that comes with like them kind of getting to see like everything come together for the like their re-debut, right? And then like he got injured, so then he's like, oh, I can't, like, I'm only gonna get to see them do it, and then I have to wait until I can recover to be able to participate. And it's like also like him probably thinking like, oh, I'm ending like kind of like setting everyone back too, because like I can't do anything, so they kind of have to like somewhat like, you know, kind of you know, in a way like I don't know how to explain it, like kind of like somewhat, you know, picture him with like his part and like do it accordingly that way, and like having to make room with him, and then like once he finally gets to recover, like then they kind of like fix it up, right?
すぐセンター立ちたいです。
Oh.
悔やんでも何も生まれない。
Yeah. So I'm guessing the other thing was another song then. Oh, he's like practicing arms.
ニコラスは上半身だけでも振りを覚えようと練習に加わった。
Yeah, it's gonna be like the leg part's gonna be like.
実は9人の試練はニコラスの怪我だけではなかった。
What happened? The choreo? Or the schedule? The 11th?
あと3回練習したら報告取ってそれで終わりです。
Oh my god. I'm so like, I get so frustrated with like, because I know they have like other schedules and like it's them trying to work all this around that, but I feel like that from like the beginning of them like dropping that they were gonna do this like re-debut, like the odds have been against them. Like I understand, like I said, that they have other things to do and they have to like have priorities, and some of them other ones because like, you know, like they've already like said they're gonna do those and they have to probably go to like be in Japan for those, or like in Korea vice versa or whatever. But I'm just like, oh, it's like they really couldn't just like I don't know if like it's the company itself or it's like also the members like, oh, like we want to do everything, we don't want to like, you know, pick one thing over the other, but like it's a lot of like juggling around and a lot of like having to like I said, prioritize one thing over the other. And I'm just like, because like when I found out, I think they announced that Joe and Kay were probably going to be missing for some of the events or some of like the promotions for the Korean debut, because like they have other like prior engagements that they have to do. And I'm just like, really? I'm like, I get it that they can't, either they don't want to like miss those out, or they really important, like they could be like something really big, right? I understand that, but it still like frustrates me that like you know, like they couldn't plan, they like decided to do this all of a sudden. Like I know they probably had been thinking about it for a while, but they decided to do it now when they're like at their busiest time doing stuff like other like projects and stuff like that. And they couldn't just like set aside like a certain like part like a certain like time and like month, like, you know, just to do practice and like have all this like promotions, because then you're kind of like letting the fans down, not them, but like the company's kind of letting the fans down in that aspect, because like if you stand those two members, like you're not gonna be able to see them in some of the promotions, and you're just like, hello, like
指 MV 撮影まで計練習5回です。初めてそんな初めてこのサイトです。やばいよこれ。
yeah, like
全
wow.
員でできる練習はわずか5回。異例のスケジュールだった。
ああいうスケジュールですね。
結構ファイヤーワークの時とか、他の曲は1、2ヶ月ぐらいもう一つの曲をずっと毎日やってたんです。
But it's like it's the beginning, so like they were like just getting started, you know, but now they have like
少ない。いけ。
like if like if like we as the fans are like frustrated about everything, like I can only imagine that it's like tenfold for them as the artist, right? So I'm just like
やるしかないです。
yeah, like there's nothing really much they can do except like practice and like
しかも韓国デビューに向けてはこの他にも少なくない数の楽曲が用意されていると聞く。
because I was checking to see if it was out already, but it's still like on the timer right now for when it releases. I have it pre-saved.
ニコラス以外のメンバーも不安は拭えないはずだが、口にしたのはいたわりの言葉だった。
Aww.
大丈夫です。まあ早く直してくれた。
Oh, not them like gonna make me cry.
ボーカルレッスン頑張って。
Oh, they're gonna make him do vocal lessons now.
僕レッスンだけど。
Oh yeah, that's good.
嘘偽りのない9人の仲の良さ。
Aww, you did it.
これ
Like
もエンティームの魅力なのだろう。メンバーはほんのわずかな空き時間を縫ってどうしてもやりたいことがあった。
oh, they're gonna do something like that's good though. They like
Happy birthday.
whose birthday is it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Oh, it's a Drew's birthday. Cute. Aww. As the smoke is just. Woo!
ありがとう。書いてくれたのこれ。はい、僕が書きました。マジ？本当かよ。Thank you。課外の課外ありがと
リーダーウィジュの誕生日会だ。
う。エンティーム韓国デビュー成功させます。イエイ。
Aww. I'm glad they get like, even though they have like limited like time for this, like they still like get to enjoy and do like the small things, right? Like that
気兼ねない仲間同士。
make memories for the
青空の下で
group.
豪快に焼いた肉に勝るごちそうはない。
ゆうまくんからのあんがいただけるわけ。おい、でっかいぞ。やばい、もう焦げてるウインナー。でかい。
そういう一瞬で。
ああ、わかったよ。
超大丈夫。
ほら、ちっちゃくねって。はいはいはいはいはい。
He's like, I just want like a decent like.
うわーうまい。うまい。
Cute.
やばい。
じゃあ、いいぜ。
いいの？
終わった。終わった。あのね、信じられないぐらい柔らかい。
大丈夫？
Cute.
いいぜ。はい。これ食べてみるでいい？うんまー。いけるかな？
Whoa.
いける大丈夫。健康的じゃないかな。あ、よくない。
Everyone's eyes getting cute. Oh, they're so cute.
美味しい。やばい。
あ、これニコ
全然違う。はい。ニコノです。ソーセージ焼くことに関してニコラスの右に出るものはおらん。マジで。これはやばいよニコラス。
これました？うまい。
ソーセージ焼くことに関してニコラスの右に出るものはおらん。
もう一回言ってる。でもまだ理解できないです。ソーセージ、いやー、ニコラスがソーセージ焼いたら右も左も誰もおらんの。前も後ろも。
右もどういうことどういうことやろうな。
けれどその和やかな表情とは
They're still
裏
like
腹に
thinking about
そ
it.
れぞれには秘めた本音があった。 怪我やスケジュールよりももっと重大な韓国デビューに向けた課題。日が落ちた後のインタビューでニコラスが口火を切った。
I also made me cry with this.
最初韓国デビュー発表された時は結構緊張と成功させたい欲とその情熱が結構強かったので、今はちょっとなんで情熱が弱くなったわけではないけど、ちょっと慣れちゃったのはあるので、もうちょっと自分にはもうちょっと必死な気持ち持ってほしいのはあ
I
るの
see what it
で。
means. Like he's gotten like a little bit comfortable that he's like.
初めて聞く本音に他のメンバーも胸の内を明
Or
かす。
like not comfortable, like maybe like more so like him saying kind of because like of the whole, not because of him getting hurt, but like you know it's like oh like the it's a lot of pressure, right? So like you kind of like sometimes lose a little bit of that spark that like kept you going at the beginning, and they're just like oh he's saying like oh I've kind of gotten used to things, like maybe like the whole like them being in like them being promoting in Japan a lot and like focusing on there and like you know kind of already like have like established themselves there, that it's like a whole new ball, obviously a whole new like situation, a whole new ballpark that they have to like overcome, like issue like that's what's it called, whole new trial they have to overcome, and it's gonna be like basically like I said like them kind of like starting over or getting like a second chance and like having to make sure that they like you know make sure that their previous experiences and their like previous success like is able to like follow them into this new like challenge basically, right?
ではなかったんですけど、昨日かなんかの練習でケイヒョンがこう練習しながらなんかもう一歩先に行けそうですねみたいなことを多分こう動画を見ながら言ってくれた時に気づきましたね。なんかそこが意外と今回不足してた部分だなっていうふうに改めて気づきましたね。なんかこう意外と満足してたって言ったらあれですけど、
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. Yeah.
その違和感に僕はもっと気づかないといけないなって思うし、こうその場では気づけない分、もっとたくさんモニタリングとかをして何回も見れば少しの違和感でこう見つかるところも絶対あると思うから、今回本当時間がないからこそまだこう曲への理解度っていうのがまだこうそんな深めれてないと思うし、まだこう振り付けも覚えたばっかでまだ体も慣れてないですし、みんなでもっと話し合いもしていろんな意見も出してなんか曲への理解度をもっと深めてこう本当自分たちの曲としてあともう1ヶ月ちょっとしかないけどなんか本当こう自分たちの曲として消化できるようになりたいなっていうのをすごく思ってるので、やっぱり僕もそのゆうまくん言った通りケイヨンのその一言で確かに全然気づけなかったし、そこでちょっと確信したというか、そのなんだろう、ちょっと奥が見えたっていう言い方したらいいのか分かんないけど、ちょっとその視野がほんと広がって、なんかもっともっと成功の道に少しでも導けたんじゃないかなって。
僕も含めてなんですけど、ダンスがめちゃめちゃ得意じゃないメンバーとかもいたりするので、そういう部分を逆に得意なメンバーが補ってくれたりとか、アイデアを出してくれたりとかして、よりこうなんだろう、いい作品が出来上がってきてるんじゃないかなと僕は思ってます、今回。
で、今はもちろん、こう、一つの方向を向いたらみんなが賛同して、すごくチーム力が高くて、早く話が進む分、効率も良くなった分、こう、遠回りもしなくなったから、だからなんか、すごいみんなでこの練習量自体の時間はいい意味でも、効率良くなったから短くなったし、悪い意味でも、ちょっとこう、振り付けとの親密度みたいなのは、ちょっと前より減った気はするから、今回は、形上うまくできてるように見えても、もっとその一個先 いけたらめっちゃ本当の感動につながるのかもしれない。
Gotcha.
まあでも振りのスピードとかこう何かを覚えるの早くなった分やっぱり韓国に挑むってことはライブをねよりこう鮮明に確実に
Like, they always have like the different like
その僕たちが目指すアー
they
ティ
have
ストの
in K-pop they always have that they whenever like I think it was like early on in K-pop like days whenever I think it was like specifically for like one of the produced seasons where like they were having I think it was like produced like 48, right, where they had like AKB 48 members like join in on like being as trainees, and then like the other half were like Korean, or like some they had Korean trainees as well. And the whole like point of it was like, oh, like them seeing like the different standards of performance wise back in the day of like K-pop and then J-pop, right? Whereas like J-pop was like a little bit more lenient, more like obviously more cutesy, like for the most part, like they always acknowledge it that way. And we obviously like K-pop has been like obviously more like powerful and more like stricter on their training and their what's it called, training and like their performance. So I think it's like in a way it's still kind of it's still around like that bias and that kind of like stereotype. Obviously has gone a little bit better. I think a lot of like countries in general like have seen used have like seen K-pop groups and like seen like the way like the Korean like industry works and like training life and all that it's like everyone's kind of like amped up their expectations of what a trainee and how they should like be able to perform in that way and like vocally as well as like dancing and as like visually and like facials and stuff like that. So it's like it's still around, I think. So that's why I feel like people for them like for sure it's like a whole not issue but a whole like that whole thing that they're like the whole like challenge that they're trying to overcome too, because like obviously like they're really great performers and they always have like because they have had that training and like most of them have had that training in like as a trainee like in Korea, so like they have that like base, right? But then like with them being like already having like experience and in Japan and like being a J-pop group for the most part and like having that like in performance wise, they kind of like as they said like have kind of already gotten like used to it or like having like this way of like being able to get through like the choreo and stuff like that and like them learning it. But then in KSI it's just like, oh, like we already have that, like we obviously already have that, but like if you look at it differently, like you kind of see like we're lacking in like the actual like the feeling wise of like being able to convey like a deeper meaning of like what the song is supposed to be expressing through like the choreo and all like that and like story wise. So I think that's like what they're talking about, right?
その一歩先っていう部分に到達できないんじゃないかな。
So they're kind of trying to overcome that, like I said,
ファ
that
ーストデビューもより進化した状態で NTM が望めると思うから、
which is why it's also like a very much a challenge, because like everyone's gonna be like watching and seeing how they compare like or how that this like changes.
見てみんなで認識を合わせていけばこんなタイトな時間でも十分かっこいい作品ができると思うし頑張っていきましょう。
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
千葉県で開かれた野外フェスには晴れやかなメンバーたちがいた。
いやでも大丈夫です。みんなと一緒に練習してきたので問題ないと思います。
日本の多くのファンに会えることに加えて、この日は特別に舞台裏まで会いに来てくれた人がいた。
Was it?
あら、来てくれた。
だよ久しぶりに会いたかった俺も。
やば。やばいね。元気してた。
元気してたよ。逆に
滝の小学校時代からの幼馴染だ。韓国デビューの前にどうしても会いたかったの
This
だ
is
とい
cute
う。
though.
緊張するの韓国デビューってなって。
まあ確かにそんなもうめっちゃ緊張はないし、まあ行くんだなって印象なんだけど、その韓国語がやっぱり喋れるけどさ、やっぱ日本語並みには自分の気持ちを伝えられないから、
なるほど、確かに
それが結構心配事、俺の中の。
難しいよね、母国語じゃないから。会える回数は多分減っちゃうから、そこはちょっと悲しいのもちょっとあるけど、でもやっぱりね、悲しい、嬉しい。
Oh, cute. I love that.
友達だから言える飾らない贈る言葉。
小学校卒業した時にやっぱダンスで人笑顔にしたいって言ってて、やっぱその夢叶えるんだっていう喜びももちろんありました。
That's so sweet though. Let me cry.
この感じやばい。
For real though.
喜ばないですね。
そして春兄も
K-POP 好きなんですよ。だから、なんかそういう話とかは結構したりします。
2人で食事に行くこともあるという地元の友人だ。
春はなら絶対もうなんか
This is like for real. Like this is very like emotional. I'm just like,
高み目指せると思ってたから、それでなんかこうやってその韓国デビューしてもっと世界中に広がって見つかってだから本当に春はなら世界取れると思う。これはだからそのメンバーと一緒に頑張ってほしい。応援してます。敬語になっちゃったっす。
嬉しいですね。
牧には学生時代にハンドボールで共に汗を流した2人が駆けつけた。
今日も終わって明日もう一回違う案件で韓国行くってことです。すげえ。でも今日マジで見に来てくれて嬉しい。今日セットリストとかも結構、楽しいと思う。
本当？
楽しみにしてる。そう。じゃあ頑張って。
頑張って。
頑張ろ
う。なぜか力がみなぎってくる。一方で不安を抱えたメンバーもいた。ニコラス、全治1ヶ月と診断されてからまだ2週間も経っていない。
ジャンプ系はまだちょっと危ないので、痛みはまだ残ってるんですけど、痛み止めの注射とか打ってる？いえ、受けてないです。痛み止めすると痛みが感じなくなって、でも逆になんか踊りすぎちゃったりとか、まだ怪我しそうなので、痛み止めはなるべく薬とか注射とかしないようにしてます。
怪我をしてもステージに立つという。やっぱりこの9人にはステージが似合う。
Ah, that's where it ended? That's where it ended? Did they have? Is this the last episode, y'all? Like, I don't know if this is the last episode because I think this is all I've seen. But like, I wonder if they're gonna do more, like maybe to show like their aftermath or like them beginning to like the actual promotions. Because like obviously like the MV has already dropped, right, and like it's gonna start probably within the next few days or like next week, right? But I'm like, definitely, like I said, like there's a lot of like challenges for them, and it's not just like, you know, it's physically and mentally for them having to re-debut, because like with their like them having the time restraints, right, and then like obviously like them wanting to do well and like kind of set like a new, not new standard, but like for themselves a new standard, right, to like them talking about how like they don't want to get how they've gotten comfortable, and then like not, I'm like, oh, like with that in mind, like kind of not realizing that they could do so much more in terms of like performance wise and like being able to like get that message out. But anyways, I guess I don't know if this is the end, y'all, but if not, then like you will be seeing the next episode. If not, I'm thank you for watching the videos up until now, and I'm, like I said, I will be watching their stages, at least like the first week more so, and like any other promotions that they end up doing like variety wise. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one.